I'm contemplating sewing emerald green and red gingerbread dresses because I have emerald green Cami satin. I have about 10 yards of this fabric, and I have about 10 yards of this fabric in the red. I also have 20 yards of the polysilk china lining and 20 yards of the emerald, well, I guess it's called Kelly green, but it looks like an emerald green lining. And I've got 10 yards of the crystal organza and 10 yards of the Kelly green crystal organza. So I could sew 2 ankle length long sleeve 12-piece Marie Antoinette inspired day dresses with emerald green contrast on the red and white contrast on the red, and then do red contrast and white contrast on the green. I don't have brown, but now I really want brown Cami satin, and they just came out with this stretch Cami satin. So now I'm thinking I want to do that, but I don't have it, and I want to buy. So I want to buy 10 yards of the Cami satin, which if I buy 10 yards, I'll get it for $2.37 a yard. And then buy 20 yards of the lining, because if I buy 20 yards of the lining, I'll get a discount too. Let me see. Let's go to, I was going to show you the crystal organza that I do have, and then check and see if they have brown crystal organza. For some reason, I don't think they had crystal organza in brown. But okay, so I'm clicking on what I do have right now. I'm going to show you what I do have. And then I bought this really cute gold satin fabric on clearance at Joann's fabric store. See right here, if you buy 20 yards, you get it for $1.79. So I bought 20 yards of the emerald green and 20 yards of the ruby red. But I need to get it in a couple of other colors. So that, because I've got like 10 yards of gold Cami satin and 10 yards of gold creepback satin and about 5 or so different shades, but no lining, so any projects with that are on hold. But the gold lining is what's I'd have to get to be able to use that fabric I got on clearance at Joann's fabric store, and it has holly on the front of it with like puff paint and little, you know, those little red berries that are done with holly. So see right here where it says Mist Gold, I've got 10 yards of Cami satin and 10 yards of creepback satin and Mist Gold. Same with the dark gold. And then there's also an antique gold and a regular gold, and I've got 10 yards of each of those too, but no lining. And I want to buy 20 yards of the light blue lining, 20 yards of the blue lining, 20 yards of the sky blue lining, and 20 yards of the dark blue lining, and 20 yards of the sea foam. And you know, I kind of wanted to do some Robe a la France costumes. I think it'd be adorable to do a brown gingerbread dress using a Robe a la France pattern and do all of the trim in emerald green, ruby red, white diamond, whatever kind of precious gemstone that there is in for yellow. So I have 20 yards of this lining, which I got for $1.79 a yard. So it was only like $36 or something like that for 20 yards of lining, which is an amazing deal. I had so much fabric, but I just don't have lining. I don't have tons of lining, so it's like doing my projects around what colors of lining I do have. And I have 20 yards of this lining. So, and I got that for like 36 bucks or something like that. So then let's go up here. Let's see if I can find where the crystal organza is. Oh gosh, where is it? And then I kind of want to do like a shirt underneath of it with a lady's tie. It's none of these dresses are for me. They're for my girlfriend to wear. So let's see. I'll show you this, and then I'm going to have to type in manually crystal organza because for some reason I can't see it. But they have this beautiful They got some really nice micro velvet, but there isn't as many colors of them in the micro velvet as there are in the stretch velvet. And in the stretch velvet, if you buy 15 yards or more, you get 10% off. So, but I'll show you all these beautiful colors that they have. And you know, I want every single color. I just want my own like fabric warehouse pretty much. So they got white, off-white, pink. I guess I could click on them and show you. Let's see. It's going so slow. This computer is going really, really slow. But I'm using, for the internet for my computer, I'm using my Wi-Fi from my phone. So anyways, it's taking too long to come up. So let's scroll down a little bit more. And then there's peach. And these are all stretch velvets in mustard, champagne, mint, spring green, silver, charcoal, dusty rose, orchid. So, you know, I think the orchid and the lavender or lilac are so pretty to do some long sleeve, ankle length, 12-piece dress suits out of, or you could do mint suits. I love this blue and the teal and the turquoise and the American Beauty and the fuchsia and the magenta. I don't have the red, but the red would be really nice to do a jacket for the dress out of, especially since it wouldn't really wear underneath the arms. So, I mean, shoot, I should be getting 15 yards of the red velvet and 15 yards of the Kelly green velvet. But let me show you. Oh, look that's the pink. Isn't that beautiful? That's just beautiful. Now look at this one. And you could do, this is the brown. I know, who's like, who wants to sew their girlfriend a brown gingerbread dress with green satin and green crystal organza, red satin, red crystal organza contrasts? I do. I don't know if you can really get the color, but it's just really pretty. I'll show you a couple of the other colors, but ever since I saw it, I'm like, I want that. But this color popped up on me the other day when I was looking at that. Look at that purple. I want to sew a purple ankle length dress for my girlfriend with a purple satin caramel silk or caramel stretch satin blouse. Or it could be a lilac caramel stretch satin blouse. Oh, it's sold out. But if you email them telling them that you want it to come back in, they'll probably bring it back in stock. I've done that on lots of stuff. And then when it came back in stock, my girlfriend had stolen all of her money from herself, so she couldn't get it. But look at the plum. I just love that purple, though. That purple is gorgeous. They sell out of these colors, but they do come back in stock. So let's look at the Kelly green, which we have the lining already for. If we bought Kelly green, I already have the lining, or my girlfriend already has the lining, because it's like kind of her fabric, right? What's mine is hers, what's hers is mine. I don't know. Let's see. Red would be really pretty to do some jackets out of. It'd be stretchy, so you could do a smaller size hoping to lose weight and then not worry because it'll stretch. I absolutely love the magenta. I need it right now. I need like 100 yards. I want 500 yards of the magenta stretch velvet. So we can have like a sewing party or something. The fuchsia sold out, but isn't the fuchsia breathtaking? The fuchsia would be so perfect to do so many projects out of. Let's go up. American Beauty is like the exact same as fuchsia. Super pretty too. I've totally sewed 12-piece Marie Antoinette inspired day suit that shows like no skin. You know how they always show Marie Antoinette as wearing really low neck things? Well, I don't think Marie Antoinette would wear a low cut dress out in the sun if she was going to be out in the sun for more than a couple hours. I think she would specifically design and make a high collar day dress or day suit. That's the turquoise. I need 20 yards of turquoise lining. So then we've got the teal, and I need 20 yards of teal lining too, because I've got 10 yards of teal caramel satin and 10 yards of teal creepack satin. Same about the turquoise though too. But I kind of cut into that fabric a little bit, and I wish I hadn't, because it turned out the fabric was too thick for the project I was going to do. The mocha is sold out, but I'll show you. This would be really pretty for a gingerbread costume too. I was kind of up in the air. Like, should I do gingerbread dresses that are long sleeve ankle length for my over 9 foot tall girlfriend in brown or in mocha? And I know I'm still stuck here showing you this, but then look at the copper. This would be so pretty to do fall. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but here we're celebrating Thanksgiving, and this would be perfect for sewing Thanksgiving, really dressy Thanksgiving suits out of. And then here's the rest. But these would also be perfect for, you know, they're colors of leaves, but they might be the color of gingerbread. And here's the lilac. I want the lilac so much. I want 500 yards of lilac stretch velvet. Well, I want 500 yards of the lavender stretch velvet. See what else I want. I want 500 yards of the orchid stretch velvet, and I want lining crystal organza, chiffon, stretch satin, stretch taffeta to boot. Let's go up here. I just lustfully look over this fabric all the time. So here's the Dusty Rose, which is a little bit dark. It's like a more of a pastel pink, but they have a Caramise satin dust rose and a creepeback satin dust rose, and I have about 10 yards of the Dusty Rose creepeback satin, and I need to get the Caramise satin, which is 50 cents cheaper than the creepeback satin, but it's not as thick. But I want both of them because I want to do some really pretty springtime, summertime stuff out of it. And here's Peach, which I've got 10 yards of the Peach creepeback satin, but no lining. Or maybe I did buy lining recently and I just can't remember. I bought some stuff over the summer and just haven't touched it because I kind of need help to sew. I need somebody to sit in front of the sewing machine while I cut out the fabric to the patterns, because you have to cut out the patterns and then you've got to cut out the fabric and then you got to pin the fabric together and then you got to sew in the sewing machine. So it's, you know, you're standing up and then you're sitting down, and as soon as you sew one seam, normally if you're sewing by yourself, then you have to stand up, go over to the ironing board and flatten the seam out and then pick up another seam, and then you got to switch sewing machines to the serger, so you have to switch chairs or move your chair over to use the other sewing machine. And it's like, you know, if you had 2 or 3 people, then you could sew a dress that might take you 2 days to sew by yourself, and you could sew 3 of them in one day. If you're having people help you. Oh, here's where the crystal. Oh, let's go back over here. See the crystal organza now. So let's go over here. Here's the crystal organza. I checked. I know they had brown chiffon, but I was hoping they had brown lace, but the closest color to the brown lace that they had, I'll show you the lace that I have here in a minute. The closest that they had, see, this is the crystal organza. I'll click on a couple of others. I love this one, the lemon. I think lemon Marie Antoinette inspired dresses are so pretty. So they've got Dusty Rose, which I want 1,000 yards of. Then they've got American Beauty, which I want 1,000 yards of. And then they've got Ruby, which I want 1,000 yards of. And they've got Magenta, which I want 1,000 yards of. Let's scroll down because they've got more brilliant colors. Okay, so here's one that I have. I have 10 yards of the ruby red crystal organza to work with. Here's baby blue, which I want 1,000 yards of. Here's aqua, and I want 1,000 yards of the aqua crystal organza. By the way, this fabric comes in 60-inch wide. And they've got mint, neon green, turquoise. I want 1,000 yards of the turquoise. Let's look at it. Here's the turquoise crystal organza. Here's the spring green, which I want 1,000 yards of too. And here's Kelly green. I've got 10 yards of the Kelly green to work with or play with. Which is enough to do like 2 really full ankle length skirts, or you know, because it's okay if you were to do 1 panel for the front of the skirt and 1 panel for the back of the skirt and you were to do them ankle length. Well, that'd be like if your girlfriend's been cut in half with the waist of the male, males are shorter than females, so it would be like 40 inches for the front panel and 40 inches for the back panel, and you've got to include 5/8 inch seam allowances for the waistband or something like that. So 40 plus 40, that's 80, divided by 36 is a little bit over 2 yards. It's over 2 yards by 8 inches, which is a little bit over 1/8 of a yard. So it's like 2 1/4 yards or something like that. Or it's a little bit over 1/4 of a yard. So it's like you need 2 3/8 of a yard if you're to do 1 front panel and 1 back panel and not a big hem on the bottom. Here's coral, and I want 1,000 yards of the coral. I just think this would be perfect for Easter. This coral in this picture is a really Eastery color. It's like exactly what color you decorate your Easter eggs. And it always reminds me of Marie Antoinette. I see this coral crystal organza, and I think of Marie Antoinette in the Palace of Versailles. Here's the peach. I might have 10 yards of the peach. I have 10 yards of the orange crystal organza. I want to get 10 yards of the gold crystal organza because I've got so much of the gold fabric. And I want to get the gold lace that they sell, because they sell a couple of different laces, but there are some laces that are less expensive. Here's lavender. Here's the lilac. These are all beautiful Easter egg colors. Orchid. I love orchid in the colorway that they have it. And there's purple. Let's see. Purple. Let's look at the deep purple. We've got royal blue. And black. You know, I didn't see a brown. I didn't see that they had a brown. Let's scroll back up through here and look and see if we see a brown, because I just didn't see a brown. But they've got amazing prices if you buy in quantity, and it's free shipping on orders over $75. So if you want to do a get-together, let's sew Marie Antoinette inspired suits or something high collar, you know. They could be, you know, actually, I don't even believe they were Marie Antoinette. My joke is that they were really Mario Anthony. We'll sew Mario Anthony inspired dresses for our girlfriends, or Mario Anthony inspired men's suits for us to wear. I don't know. Let's go up here. Going up to the top of the page. Darn it. So I'll show you the laces that they have. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, but I already see which one I buy. So I buy the Rachel lace because it's the least expensive, but it's really nice, especially for the price. Because okay, starting out, it's $2.49, and so if you buy less than 49 yards, it's $2.49 a yard. If you buy 50 yards, $2.37. Over 100 yards, $2.24. Over 300 yards, $1.99. Over 600 yards, $1.74. So it's the cheapest place to get lace, and for the lace that it's really nice lace, especially for the price, and it does exactly what I want. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down really fast, and then I was walking. My girlfriend was walking, and I was using mind control of her body to walk, or whatever, what's left of her body. So the American Beauty is super pretty, but okay, let's look at the gold. So I was thinking this would be super pretty if they had brown, so they had brown lace, because then you could do a brown gingerbread dress with a brown lace overlay with red contrast and green contrasts. And I thought that would be totally adorable, because, you know, it'd be like brown like gingerbread, brown like chocolate. And then I scrolled down through here, and there was no brown lace. No brown lace. I'll scroll back up and show you a couple of the colors. And I'll show you which ones I have. Okay, so look, here's the red. I do have, come on, computer screen. I have 10 yards. Well, I don't actually, I have the same lace, but not from them, and it's only in 45 inch. I've got this kind of fabric in 45 inch, and I've got less than 5 yards of it. Forgot about that. But I do have 10 yards in the Kelly green. Isn't that beautiful? I've got 10 yards of Kelly green Rochelle lace that I could totally do an overlay for a Christmas dress, or I could save it for St. Patrick's Day, you know. But I kind of like to do something now and then just buy more for then. And this is the spring green. I was thinking for St. Patrick's Day it'd be cool to mix and match different shades of greens together and overlays, like do a dress in Kelly green satin with an overlay of spring green lace, and then do another dress with an overlay of the spring green crystal organza. So I want 600 yards of the spring green lace too. Then here's the coral, which I think would look really nice on the coral satin fabric, which I didn't even, we were at that page, but I didn't even show it to you really. And I do have 10 yards of the orange lace, and I've got 20 yards of the orange lining and 10 yards of the, I've got a bunch of different orange fabric. So then here's royal blue, which would be pretty. That's like my birthstone blue sapphire. Here's turquoise. Turquoise would be a cute color to incorporate into some really festive St. Patrick's Day dresses. Like, what if you wanted to celebrate St. Patrick's Day more than one day? What if you really liked rainbow pot of gold, rainbows, oh pots of gold, rainbowing a pot of gold, potting a golding, rainbowed potted a golden. So you want to do 17 princess St. Patrick's Day dresses for the girl of your dreams, kind of a thing. Well, you could incorporate this turquoise lace into it and do it as an overlay over some green satin. I want to. I'm totally down. Twinsies. We could dress our girlfriends up as twins. Or if you have a boyfriend, you know, we could do, like, not identical twins, but they could be twins that are the opposite sex of each other. The baby blue would be totally pretty. I've got a bunch of blue satin, but no, I've got some old blue lace, but it's not in that white of a fabric. Love the purple. I think I've got this. I've got like a little bit less than 10 yards of it, but over 6 yards. Over 6 yards of this. Over 6 yards of the orchid. I don't know how, I'm not watching what I'm filming as I'm clicking, so if it jiggles, I'm sorry. And then there's the American Beauty, which is really beautiful, and I've got more than 6 yards of it, but I don't have the matching lining for it, you know, because you need lining, you need the satin, and then there's different fabrics that you should do the blouses out of, because just be better. And I've got a bunch of apron patterns, but nobody to help me sew. Here's the beige. Oop, my finger's in the way. So then let's go back up to the top of the page and see what other fabrics that we can think of that I might want to show you really fast before I go off of this page. Okay, so I was kind of interested by the stretch Cami satin. They've got a brown taffeta that would be pretty to do something out of, but I just like using the Cami satin. You can get away with using the $2.37 a yard Cami satin if you do a lining underneath of it. It'll be just fine. So, and this one starts out 1 to 4 yards is $3.99, $3.51 for over 5 yards. And they say in this description down here, okay, so the stretch Cami satin fabric is composed of 97% polyester, 3% lycra, I don't know how to pronounce that word, and has a beautiful, smooth, shiny satin side with a modest matte finish on the back. The fabric is tightly woven and has a light two-way vertical stretch, making it extremely durable. In addition, our stretch Cami is approximately 7 ounces per linear yard, which is a better construction than most standard stretch Cami fabrics. This heavier GSM gives the fabric a richer feeling and a better hold when draping. The stretch Cami satin spandex content makes this fabric the ideal choice for form-fitting garments. This fabric is perfect for dresses, blouses, lingerie, skirts, dancewear, and more. In addition, stretch Cami satin can also be used for drapery, decorations, and crafts because of its elegant drape. Available in many colors with thousands of yards in stock year-round. Buy more and save more to take advantage of the exclusive quality discounts offered on stretch Cami satin. So here is the selection of fabric. I'm going to grab my mouse. Let's see. Okay, so I love this fabric color. This is like favorite. Okay, but this is just like, this is perfect for St. Patrick's Day and for Christmas. And I was thinking it'd be cute to do blouse, since it's going to be winter time. It'd be nice to do, instead of doing just a bodice for the dress, instead of just doing like bodices, do cute jackets with blouses underneath of them and like a female tie or a woman's tie or something like that. But do the blouses out of this fabric, so they say it'd be good for blouses, and then do the red too. I'm going to click on this one up here so we can see what it looks like. Look at how beautiful that is. This is the pink. We need over 100 yards of this pink stretch Cami satin ASAP. I want to run my fingers over this. Oh, look how beautiful the coral is. I'm in love. And the dusty rose, I'm in love with that as well. Burgundy, I'm in love. Loves, loving, lovings, lovinger, lovingest, lovingly. Loving kindness, loving kindnesses. Lovingness, lovingnesses. Loved, loveds. I really like those light purple colors though, in the lilac. Purple, royal blue, navy blue, light blue. I love that light blue. Aqua blue. You know, I need like 1,000 yards of each of them. And I'll still need more. Look at that aqua green. That reminds me of like Aphrodite rising from the sea foam. You know, I said we could do blouses out of this, but it'd be cool to do the day suits, the Marie Antoinette inspired day suits out of this color fabric, and do the blouses underneath out of this color, and then do the ties, the female woman ties out of this color. I want like 1,000 yards of this and 1,000 yards of this just for St. Patrick's Day blouses. And then here's silver. Oh, I love that silver. We could sew some Marie Antoinette inspired Viking dresses. They're like 12, so it's not like one piece dress, so it's not the bodice attached to the skirt. And we don't even have to do regular bodices. We could do shirts, female shirts with female vests, with female jackets, with female ties, and do the female skirts. And so because if you're like my girlfriend, she's not going to have any hand servants or foot servants when she gets done doing all the shit to her that she's doing. So she's not going to be able to put it on, zip it up the back easily. So if if you put it on and button it, close it from the front, that'd be better if you're in the same predicament as me. Let's look up here. So is it gold or is this a yellow? Look at the gold. I need, you know, thousands of yards of that fabric too. Here's the yellow sunflower. Sunflower. Love my sunflowers. I want the orange too. Here's peach. Let's go over here. Champagne. Beige. Off-white. White. Yeah. And I was looking at, they had a new pattern in the Berta catalog where they were sewing Durkins, and when they make the Durkins, I think that's traditional Durkins, they, instead of doing the apron out of broadcloth, they do the apron out of taffeta. And they had some beautiful shades of purple, violet, lilac, and orchid taffeta for their aprons, but I was thinking we could do, see, look at, so they've got 100% cotton broadcloth, and they've got cotton polyester broadcloth, and notice that this is 44 to 45 inches wide. And then they've got cotton polyester broadcloth, which is 58 to 60 inches wide. And there isn't as many colors in the 58 to 60 inches wide as there is in the cotton broadcloth for the 45 inches wide, but I like to do the 60 inches wide. And then there's stretch broadcloth, which is 10 times better. It's like perfect for sewing suits, but it's $4.99 a yard, so there's a little bit of a price jump going on there. But let's see. I'm just gonna click on the cotton polyester broadcloth in the 44, 45 inch, so I can show you all the colors that they have. If we were to do brown gingerbread dresses with the emerald green and red contrasts, I was thinking you could do the blouses. We could do aprons and bonnets. Not bonnets. We could do aprons out of this. And then I was thinking about buying. You know how there's those. You know how there's cutting boards, where there's those thin plastic cutting boards that are thin like paper. I was thinking about cutting up those into brims of bonnets, because most bottom patterns, the fabric, the stuff that they use to stiffen the bonnet isn't machine washable. You can't even get it wet. You can't even hand wash it. It's dry clean only. So I'm trying to think of alternatives to use so that you can wash it, like just on a hand wash cycle or delicate cycle. So we got prices, $1.99 for less than 9 yards or less, and you can take 5% off. If you buy more than 10 yards, buy more than 90 yards, it's 10% off, etc., etc. So actually, I'm just gonna, so here's all of the different colors that it comes in. So I mean, you got, let's see, where is it? You got this color right here, which is brown, and then you got some other colors, but these two right here, and then this one down on the end over here, kind of remind me of gingerbread. But you could do the apron for the brown gingerbread dress out of this fabric. And it's not going to be an everyday gingerbread dress. I want like a Robe la France gingerbread dress. I want a Robe la Polonaise gingerbread dress. And it's not for me to wear. Oh, no, no. These are the names of the colors of the... I'll click on some of them so you can see. So here's beige. And we got pink. Let's see. And then they've got candy pink. I love the candy pink. I want a bunch of yards of that. I love the dusty rose. Need a bunch of yards of that. And then there's the coral, the peach, the lemon, light yellow, light blue, aqua blue, aqua green. I've got 10, no, I don't have 10 yards of apple green, but I need 10 yards of it. That'd be perfect for St. Patrick's Day. Somehow we'll include it. Silver, gray, lilac, Need 1,000 yards of the lilac and the 1,000 yards of the lavender. Purple, this is violet, need 1,000 yards of the violet. Fuchsia, need 1,000 yards of the fuchsia. Need 1,000 yards of the neon fuchsia. The magenta 2, saffron 2, orange. I've got, I think, 10 yards of the orange. Rust, red. I've got a bunch of red broadcloth from Joann's Fabric. I have a bunch of broadcloth from Joann's Fabric before I found out that I could get it through this website. So I need the Miss Gold because I have the Miss Gold Cami Satin. I need the gold because I have the gold Cami Satin and the gold creepback satin. I need the dark gold because I have the dark gold Cami Satin and the dark gold creepback satin, which I haven't showed you yet. I haven't showed you their collection of creepback satin yet, which I should do. I could do. So then there's sand. Kind of reminds you of Goldilocks. You could do Goldilocks costumes out of it. The turquoise, the teal. I've got 10 yards of the teal. Forest green. I've got 10 yards of the Kelly green. The royal blue, navy blue, and the brown, which would be good for gingerbread stuff. And they've got black. Okay, let's go up here and I will show you the creepback satin. Okay, here it is. I'll show you. Actually, let's bring up what it says about it. So, zoom in so I know that you can see what I'm reading. Has a smooth and shiny satin front with a matte crepe finish in the back. Compared to Cami satin fabric, the creepback satin has a higher thread count, density, and weight. The creepback is approximately the same weight as the bridal satin, which makes it an ideal alternative if you want to avoid bridal satin's slightly stiffer finish. Okay. Yeah, they've got bridal satins too, but the creepback satin and the Cami satin are the two least expensive ones that they have, and I find they work just fine if you do lining, but you definitely need to do lining. You can't get away with not doing lining when you're using these fabrics. Not that you should ever not use lining. So here's the discounts that you get for the more you buy. I'll show you. Here's all the different shades and hues that they sell this in. So that's beautiful. So I'm going to scoot back up a little bit just so in the right side of the screen you can see the name of it. Okay, so I've got white, off-white, beige, champagne. I think the champagne looks like a really good late autumn color. Light pink, pink, dusty rose, shrimp, peach, light yellow, mist gold, gold, and the golds are perfect for late Thanksgiving, for late autumn. Then we got dark gold. So, and here's apple green. But when we get to this, I have this fabric, but I don't have lining. I have the gold fabric, but I don't have lining. And I do have the mist gold, but I don't have lining. I have the pink, light pink, but no lining. I have the pink, but no lining. I have the dusty rose, but no lining. And I've got the shrimp, but no lining. Okay, now moving along, back down here. So here's the apple green, which I want. The lime green, I want. The light lime green, I want it. Neon lime, I totally want it. Silver, I want it, need it, gotta have it. I think of the Swiss Alps. I think of sewing Dutch, Netherlands costumes out of this one. Half English, half Dutch, just so you know. Here's the gray. Totally reminds me of the Swiss Alps and Vikings. I could totally sew a 12-piece Viking dress for my princess to wear. My princess is over 9 feet tall, just so you know. Light blue, I have it, but no lining. Blue, have it, but no lining. Sky blue, I have it, but no lining. Dark blue, I have it, no lining. And so this row, let's see. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are which ones I want to use to sew Nordic princess dresses out of. Who wants to sew Nordic princess dresses for their 9-foot tall girlfriends to wear with me? And then, so let's go down here. I'm clicking down here. And this is aqua. It's beautiful too. That could also go with those Nordic princess dresses. I want Nordic princess dresses for my 9-foot tall girlfriend to wear. Seafoam. Beautiful, beautiful. Mint. I had the seafoam. I had the, okay, let's see. I have the, well, I don't have the aqua. I have the seafoam where I did have the seafoam but no lining, which I used it all up though. And then there's the mint. One time I ordered Cami's satin and I think they accidentally gave me Cami silk. The Cami silk is like $14.99 a yard and the Cami satin is only $2.37 a yard. So it's like they gave me like $100 worth of free stuff, I think, accidentally. The dark sage, I have that but no lining, but I cut into it a little bit. Pistachio. Pistachio is really cute too. I could totally do some cute stuff with that. Lilac, I want it. Lavender, want it. Coral, want it. I think I've seen in a movie someone was wearing like a showboat coral can-can dress, like those Western can-can dresses, but it wasn't a short can-can dress. It went down to the ankle. So it was like what, and like people were can-can dancing and they were on the showboat at the gambling tables. And they were a rich woman kind of a thing. A rich white woman. Fuchsia. We could totally sew some Western rich white woman dresses out of the neon fuchsia, the dark fuchsia, the fuchsia, and the coral. Let's come down here. Clicking down here. What do we got? Neon orange, orange, dark orange, rust. Which would be perfect for this time of year right now. Antique gold. I've got that, but not the lining. I've got that, but not the lining. I've got this, but not the lining. I think I have this too, but not the lining. I have this and I cut into it and I don't have the lining. I sewed something out of it and it was just because I didn't use lining underneath of it. And it wasn't warm because I didn't have lining underneath of it. And it was like, what am I going to wear underneath of it? Because there's no lining. But it wasn't what I was wearing. It was what my girlfriend was wearing. So I think I have 10 yards of this, maybe. But I do have the lining for it. And here's the dark red. The dark red looks so beautiful. I need that dark red Cami satin. Gotta get my fingers on the burgundy too. And there's the yellow. I think I have that, but no lining. Neon yellow, but no lining. I sewed my girlfriend like a skirt that took like 6 yards of fabric. So it was like 4 or 5 panels that are 40 inches long. And I didn't do a lining underneath of it. So it was like, because I was like, oh, I sewed her a slip, a long, like a petticoat kind of a slip thing underneath of it. Should have done lining. Sand, which would be really pretty for right now. Dark sand. Ovaltine. Dark olive. Olive. This always reminds me of like the Princess and the Pea. Who wants to sew Princess and the Pea dresses or Prince and the Pea and Princess and the Pea costumes, you know? And then we could add in some dark olive for contrast. I think I have 10 yards of this and I do have the lining for it. Plum, no. I want it though. Violet, want it. Purple, want it. Brown. So the brown, I was thinking I could do some stuff out of this. I could do a skirt out of it. And then do the, you know, the red and green contrast on it. And then, so this was the violet, which I think I have, and I cut into it, but I didn't do lining. I used some old purple lining that I had, but it just didn't come out as nice, because I just don't Didn't find the importance of, my girlfriend didn't find the using lining really important. Here's midnight blue. And then there's black too. So that's that. I guess I could show you that Berta costume pattern. I'm just going to check one more time to see if there's anything else I really wanted to show you. I guess I could show you the chiffon. Chiffon's over here. I'm clicking on it right now. So wait and see what it comes up. So here's really good deals on this. So I'm always super excited. Like, let's buy fabric and sew some, long sleeve ankle length dresses that are, good enough to do some acting or play, costume, wardrobe kind of thing, but just for fun. And here's the colors that it comes in. So they didn't have brown lace, they didn't have brown crystal organza, but guess what? They've got brown chiffon, which just, it's really nice, especially since I can get it for $2.49 a yard, and it's, really good quality chiffon. It's just, I really wanted, when I think of that brown lace, I totally think of gingerbread, and I think of chocolate. We could buy the lace that they had in gold or something and dye it brown. It wouldn't be that hard to dye gold to brown, but, so, and then, I don't know if I've got 10 yards of the Kelly green, but it'd be cute for Christmas to have Kelly green. Maybe I have 10 yards of it and I can't remember because I bought it last year. There's neon fuchsia. I want this one. I want the magenta. I want the turquoise. I want the lilac. I want the orchid. I want the silver for my Nordic princess with South costumes for my girlfriend who's 9 feet tall or 10 feet tall. The gray. I might have 10 yards of the orange with a lining to boot, and I might have, I don't know if I have the red. I might have some other red that's only 45 inches wide. So I need to restock and buy more. Royal blue, purple, totally need it. It's like a necessity. It's like it's a total major necessity, like vegan organic milk. You know what I mean? So neon yellow, sunflower yellow. These are all very beautiful colors. Totally need it. Rose gold, sand, peach, pink, light pink, beige, off-white, and white. And then come back down here. I don't think I should. Is baby blue, essential, aqua blue, necessity, mint green, necessity, can't live without, neon green, can't live without, apple green, I can't live without it, and the Kelly green, I can't live without it. I can't live without any of these fabrics. I need them all. So since I need them all, I guess I'll show you one more before I decide you're done with me, you already stopped watching. So I'm on to the stretch taffeta. So we got extra wide nylon taffeta, which, 110 yards wide. That is really wide. That's $6.99 a yard. But I don't think there's that many colors. There's polyester taffeta lining, but the lining I buy from them, it starts out at $1.99 and it just gets cheaper from there. And then there's the stretch taffeta, which is $3.99 a yard. Okay, so I'm going to click on this $3.99 a yard stretch taffeta, which is an amazing deal. I swear, when you go to your local fabric store to buy taffeta, this is how much it would be if it was on sale for 50% off, or 60. This would be the same exact taffeta for 60% off. Okay, look at those colors. Isn't that beautiful? So right now we're on the white, and of course these are all essentials that we cannot live without. So you've got the off-white, it's beautiful, ivory, beige, champagne, peach, pink, orchid, coral, light blue, aqua blue, aqua green, turquoise, teal, jade, Kelly green. So we need the Kelly green, the jade, the teal, the turquoise, and the aqua green to do some contrasting colors with each other for St. Patrick's Day. Then there's royal blue. All five of those greens on that end would go perfect for St. Patrick's Day. Red, ruby red, neon yellow, sunflower yellow, gold, fuchsia, violet. So this is what color I saw those Durkins on the Berta catalog with the pattern. They were doing kind of like this color. They do their aprons out of taffeta, but I've got so many apron patterns, and theirs is just a half apron, but we could do full aprons, and I've got like 50 different apron patterns that we could use. We don't even have to think up the apron patterns ourselves. We just have to decide what color fabric we're going to use, which type of fabric we're going to use, and what like buttons and trims we're going to use. Gray, more for that Nordic Swiss Alps princess dresses. Silver, Nordic Swiss Alps princess dresses. Cocoa. So, okay, I was thinking I could either do brown velvet, brown caramel satin, brown crepeback satin, or cocoa taffeta for those gingerbread dresses. It's like eating chocolate. So I said I was just going to do one more, and that was the stretch taffeta. But I just remembered there was some other really, really pretty fabric in the satin category too that I know I love. Lovinger, lovingest, lovingly, lovingness, lovingnesses, loving kindnesses. Okay. And it is this bridal satin. Has an extraordinary shine with a silky satin touch. Colors in the bridal satin are exceptionally vibrant compared to most satins. This fabric is known for its unique, sturdy body and crisp shape. Used for glamorous gowns, bridal wear, bridesmaid dress, cocktail dresses, blouses, and many more forms of apparel. Clicking on it. Yeah, it really does have a nice shine and sheen to it. So, yeah, we need to buy more than 10 yards so we can get that 5% discount. Look how much of the discount we'd get even more if we bought more. Oh my goodness. $2.24 a yard if we buy more than 500 yards. Let's do it. Okay, so this one doesn't come in as many shades as those other ones, but can you see the shine? Okay, I'm going to scroll up so you can see the most of it as I click on them. So right now we're on white, off-white, silver. These remind me of Sailor Moon. I think of this fabric and I instantaneously think of Sailor Moon. I'm like, it's Sailor Moon neon yellow fabric. It's Sailor Moon sunflower yellow fabric. It's really bridal satin. And then there's the gold, peach, light pink. I'm totally thinking of candy in Japan and China. American Beauty, coral. I want 500 yards of each of these fabrics. The red, black, Kelly green, perfect for St. Patrick's Day, royal blue, lilac. Oh, I need that lilac. I want to wear that I want my girlfriend to wear a dress made out of that underneath the moon. Oh, and then here's seafoam. I want to somehow incorporate this in with the Kelly green for St. Patrick's Day princess dress. Let's celebrate St. Patrick's Day for 17 days. Turquoise. Throw that in there too. I want to make a turquoise St. Patrick's Day princess dress with emerald green trim. Oh, I want to make an aqua green bridal satin St. Patrick's Day princess dress with green trim. Who wants to help me? Will sew too. One for my girlfriend, one for your girlfriend. I'm sure we could find a dozen costumes to sew using that fabric. So maybe we could sew a dozen each out of that fabric and do emerald green contrast. I love those fabrics. I love the shades that comes into. I love, so this one, this one, this one, and this one. I want to sew all 4 of those and use them intertwined to sew a bunch of St. Patrick's Day skirts, vests, jackets, female ties and stuff with, and bonnets. So I'm going to turn the camera around now.